is my Zenless Zone Beginner's Guide. So if you haven't played the game yet and thinking about it, or you just started, this is the place for you. First off, let's talk about what you're seeing on the screen here. From my top right to my top left, and down to the bottom. See up at the top right? Those are all different functions, and by the way, I'm playing on PlayStation 5, so I don't know all the buttons for PC, but this will still get the job done. So by pressing L2, you'll see this little radio menu. This is basically, these are my dailies. These are the events. This is your reward system after you do a certain amount of tasks. This wishing system or pulling system right here. Storage, all my items that I've gained over the year. And the characters list. Overall, this radio menu is kind of useless, since if you look up at the top right, you'll see all the same stuff, and I can press square, triangle, X, circle, and so on and so forth to activate them. Now at my top left, you'll see it says Sunday with my character standing right there. Overall, that is where it will tell you. Underneath that, it will say what you need to do and certain tasks. Down to the bottom. The bottom right, you'll see XX, MID, and on the D-pad and R2. Now, what does this all mean? If I hold L2, you can't really access it. But if I press to the left on my D-pad, it will give me all my assignments that I have not done. And by the way, this is after 2.2.0 update. Things back when I first started, a lot of this stuff was not as polished. So you'll see schedule. And there's the key events, my character hangout stuff. We'll explain stuff about that some other time. And these are just kind of like side quests that you can do. Notifications, journey, basically a chronological order of how the story's progressed. And then my internet level, or world level in this case. I do need to change some buttons up here, but it's alright. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about some things that you need to understand when it comes to doing everyday stuff. So let's go downstairs. And of course, we're gonna stick inside the our house here for a moment, basically your base of operation. Let's first go up to Bangbu 18. What you'll end up doing is every single day it says currently open. I've already done this for the day, but usually you would pick a character that you already have maxed out with a certain amount, you have to a certain level of friendship with. You'll pick out these 3 items and you'll press circle to open up the store, and these will give you upgrade materials. Now, if you see over here, store level 1 through 6, and this allows for more rewards. You will want to do this every single day. This in currently inquiring, that's just some NPC wanting to give him something, but we'll just leave that alone for now. Now we go in here. You see this thing called video archives. This is basically just little character events you can or character stories, or companion quests that you can do, and you get to learn more about the characters in general. But when you start out, you won't have that many to begin with. TV, don't really worry about that. This is the HDG, or where you can pick up quests. So story and then combat. So you have chapter 1 through just the prologue through chapter 5, and you have whatever this is. To be honest, I don't remember. However, when you pick up a mission, you will come here to do every single mission that you are given. And then if you're ever curious, you will eventually unlock the VR device. This basically allows you to practice with certain different characters, or you can do free training. I highly recommend this.
Only the brave will win.
So I can pick out up to 3 characters. This is very important for team building, attribute, and different stuff like that. So if you ever have a character that you just unlocked or you're starting out, I highly recommend going in here and practicing with them. Good news, this is something we were all waiting for in the past Hoyo games. You can pick the health bar of the enemy type and make sure they don't just die in a few hits. You can constantly beat them up as your personal punching bag for practice. Over here's the workbench. It's just different stuff to help you, you know, understand how the game works. We're not going to go in here and look. Now then, we're going to go outside and look at some regular stuff that you do need to do every single day. Before I forget, let's go to the polling system. Whoops. These 2 things right here are very important, and this as well. Monochrome is what this is called. You get this by purchasing it through the signal shop down there at the bottom right. I mean left. Polychrome. This is basically the pull currency, so you can get characters. This is very important. You get these through events, and this are called encrypted master tapes. So the point here is to collect as many as possible, so you can get whatever character you feel like. Currently, we have Jufu as the limited character right now, and Caesar at the right underneath her. But events, doing dailies and stuff like that will give you these. So over here, you see our boy Hal, who is definitely a husky. Visit him every day. You'll get something called a scratch card. Press square, look at it, and you will be able to, well, do what you do with the scratch card. And you move the right analog stick and just kind of move it around, and you'll be able to get whatever rewards. And yes, it's a mystery. You cannot get the same thing every single day. Now let's go for the General Chop. He basically gives you food buffs.
Full stomach ensures a good night's sleep.
So let's look at what they are. I'm not going to use this because I've already done my tasks today, but
Not to your liking.
be sure to visit him when you can. Now this is the coffee shop. Here's the thing. You cannot do stuff, you cannot go and collect materials infinitely. So let's go with... which one is it? Let's just pause the game, which I pressed the pause button. And speaking of, when you press the pause button, you have the same options that you do at the top there. Oh, and speaking of, always check your mail here. You never know if the devs are going to give you something nice. And I got 1,000 Denny, which is basically your money in this game. And you can buy stuff, upgrade characters, equipment, and other stuff. Be sure to save them as much as you can, because characters get expensive very fast. I'm going to go ahead and collect this. And they also give you polychrome every now and then, or every time they have an update, they'll give you about 600, I think. But still, just constantly check your mail. Now then, up here at the top, you'll see something called, this is called Restore Battery Charge. I don't need to do this, you can do it 3 different ways. Backup battery, ether battery, and using polychrome. I don't recommend using polychrome unless you're just like stupidly rich. Now, backup battery is when you've run out of your current battery and it restores every single day, like if you're full on battery, this will restore up to 2400, but it takes like, you get 1 per 18 minute, I think. Anyways, the next is, here we go, ether battery. These are just items that you get every now and then, but these are also important. So let's say I run out of battery charge, which I am at 400. I'm not out, but these will give you about 60 battery every single time you use it. So use these wisely. My daily reserves, which I'm kind of rich because of a certain event I did when the game first started. You will have your polychrome sitting over here to look at, but also about the batteries. The coffee will give you either 80 or 60 battery every time you use it, but it's on cooldown the moment you use it. You can only use it once per day. And speaking of, you saw this on the radio menu. These errands, look at errands, you will have daily tasks to do every single day. So it'll give you options on what you want to do. My routine is opening up the store, visiting Hal, and drinking coffee. It might not seem like a lot, but that fills up the bar very fast to get my rewards, my daily rewards. Now, if you look up at the top, you'll see my name, Doggo, and that word 56. That just basically means my world level. And if you press triangle, you'll see the characters that you currently have, the showcase, friends, add friends, and recent multiplayer, but I have not done any of that. If you want to edit any of this, you just press the pause button and you will have edit username, make the birthday public. Now speaking of that, you can only enter your birthday once, so be sure not to screw this up like I did on my first gacha game. Agent display, which you see at the bottom, edit title, avatar, signature, name card, and the badges. But that's not too important, just your dailies, leveling up characters, and making sure you get everything that you can every single day. Also, when you're first starting out, you will not have the best gear. And we go over here, and we run a little faster. Now, let's move on to your characters. Yeah, there we go, square.
We fighting? Take me.
Let me look at a fully built character. My favorite character's name is Miyabi. But let's go with a character that you're gonna have. You're gonna have when you first start the game. Where is she? Anby. She is the cover girl. So when I pick Anby, you will see her full name and what faction she's a part of. Yes, there are factions. She's part of something called the Cunning Hares. And you see that yellow thing that says Impact and 52? That's what she scales off of, basically, that you want to level up. And don't worry, this game gives you recommendations on how you should do all this. So go down and press recommended priority, and it will just kind of give you a bit of a plan on how you should build them. So just follow what that says, or you can go online and watch a video on build guides. Basically, these are your skills. I have most of them activated. I've gotten lazy, but it's alright. You will need certain items to completely max this out. Till then, these are your main skills. Attack, switching characters, I'm not really sure how to say it, an EX special, I guess, or whatever it's called. But triangle will be used for this, and then your ultimate. Now then, equipment. This is not, right here, is not how she's supposed to be built, but I'm using her as an example since this will be the first character you play as. This is known, now these things are known as drive discs. You will put 4 in different slots and then 2 of a different disc type in there. So you see how it says Shock Star Disco with 1? Basically, there's 1, 2, 3. So it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now each of these discs will have certain stats combined to them. Let's go with let's just go with 1. The main stat here is HP, and you have substats: attack, damage, defense, so on and so forth. Depending on what character you have, you want to aim for that certain main stat. Let's go with main stat here for the 4 slot. You do not want anomaly for Ambi here. The game will tell you. So let's go to recommended. You can click X to check. It will tell you the percentage of what these people use, and it will tell you this main stat right here, or main stats. I have nothing good on her, but this will do when you first start out. You don't even need to, and here's the thing, don't even focus on these when you first start the game, because trust me, you will get nothing good. I don't remember what level it was that you get better gear, but the game will start showing it. You want to get something called S rank. Notice, look at the bottom right of this, bottom left of this disc, it will say A. This is what this is. Now, this is an A rank. Right here, there's gold, the gold underneath that disc. Yeah, that is an S rank. You will eventually want to get these, but like I said, when you first start out, don't focus on discs. But something you will want to focus on when you first start out is this. This is known as a W engine. This is basically your weapon, and depending on what weapon you have, will make the difference. This is Ambi's signature, and the game will automatically give it to you. Now let's look at what you can do when you pick it. Enhance, overclock, which means if you have multiple copies of it, you can enhance its abilities by, I don't know, 20%, 30%. It will tell you down there. But this tells you her main stat on there, which is impact, and will have base stat, and then advanced stat, which is impact, which is what she wants because of her character archetype. Remove and recycle, don't do this. Now, if you don't have a lot of 4 stars, one place you can go is where I'm currently at. This is the gadget store.
Good evening. We just got a new batch of products in. Feel free to browse.
Anyways, you can come here and actually make items, but at the beginning of the game, you're gonna be broker than a college student. So don't worry about it too much.
Catch you again soon. We get new stock in all the time.
So that is your stats and what the character and the character's weapon. Be sure to think critically about what you want to do and which character you want to do first, because that makes a difference. Now then, let's go back to character.
We fighting? Take me. me.
There is something.
You're the only one. This is the path I follow.
Now let's go
Nothing to fear,
back
guys.
to Andy. Now, the max level you can get them to is level 60. And now here's where you look at the archetype. She has she is electric, which means lightning damage. And then what is her role in the game? Stun. That means she's able to build up a stun bar on a character and basically eventually keep them dazed or just, well, stunned. Let's look at a different character. Let's go with Soldier 11. She is a fire type and an attack type, basically your DPS. And Nicole, Ether, not really going to explain what that exactly is, but it's its own element, and she is a support. And each character has their role in the game. And emphasis physical in the defense, that's basically your tank. You'll learn more about this as you get deeper into the game.
Only the brave will win.
Oh, please don't crash.
All evil.
Anyways.
I would never turn down Lord Phaethon.
Which character you want to pull for and their role is highly important in the pulling system. For example, Jufu is a fire stunner. If you're missing this kind of type, if you're missing this kind of character, pull for. But if you don't feel like you need it, Caesar might be what you need. An attack and a physical shielder. It all depends on what you want. Now, these are the W engines, their weapon, their signatures. Be smart when pulling for these. You don't always need them. Also, when it comes to pulling, character first, weapon second. And you see right next to Caesar that says A, those two characters right there. That just means the rate up of the 4-star character that you're going to get. Caesar and Jufu are S rank, while those two are A ranks. But don't let A ranks, just sit on the sideline. There are plenty of good A ranks that will get you through the game. Now then, next, let's go somewhere that will be available to you near the beginning of the game. It's called the Hia Club. Oh, and how did I just do that? I pressed the right button on the radial menu. Oh, and by the way, they changed the UI of all this during 2.1. It's good. If you would start like I did, it would have looked a lot different. I'm still getting used to it. This just shows you the different areas that you're going to go to during the game. So fast travel, let's say I just fast traveled to the Hia Club, and you can press X and it gives you what part of the building or place you want to go to immediately, rather than running around. But we are currently at the Hia Club. This is where you are going to farm for materials. Let's look at Bertha for a second. Let's do it. So you can farm for money, a character upgrade, a W engine upgrade, and just stuff like that. Next, you will farm agent upgrade materials, the W engine materials, and their skill materials. And or if you're doing something multiple at the same time, you can set custom. In other words, I can put different types of stuff that I want at the same time. So be sure to come here when you can. And now, Layla. She gives this, once again, this is character upgrade materials, but depending on what you need, this is what you're looking for. Right here. Stuff like this. this is absolutely important on the character that you want. Now you see that says what it says burnout mode. It gives you 10 related to that certain agent or character. So right now, let's go with something that's a little bit more relevant to what you'll be using. Either way, let's go with Lycon. Or wait, actually Billy. Notice how you only get 5. Because of this, why is this 5 and this is bumped up to 10? It's because of the burnout mode that is related to the character that is currently being promoted in the limited time banner. Now, let's go somewhere that you will also end up doing. You'll get a long way. Scout Outpost. Let's go to Interior. Right here, you will do. You can do this 3 times a week. Basically, this is upgrade materials once again for your character and their skills. Right here. Nicole and Ambi use this, and Billy does as well. Now, before you think, oh, I should go to level 65, look at the difference between the items, like the main item drop. It does not increase. So, if you just want to challenge, go to the highest level that you can. I just keep it on 30 because it's the best option for me. I can just farm quicker. It's just think about what's more efficient for you. This guy, Roland. This is where you will farm for discs and basically your stats. You will not. It will, and don't worry, it will tell you who it's for. This one. These are the characters that get the full benefits of this certain disc. I know that's a lot. And then our boy Ben just sitting over here. And once again, if you're never completely sure how to build someone, go online. There are plenty of guys out there on that certain character. Moving on. Do you see that one button that says I pressed, and it says up the top right, and then I press triangle? This shows you all the current events. Did I miss this one? No, I have not. And good news, if you miss an event, not all of them, only certain events that feel important, you can replay them, even though they're past due. Now, problem is, I don't think you get all the rewards like someone who did it when it came out, but still keep that in mind that you can go back and play them. Now this guy over here, also important. You can get certain items. Look at the top right. Now if you're never sure on where to get the stuff, it will tell you where to obtain it. This right here just allows you to max, this certain item allows you to max out character skills. Now this right here is very important. You can basically edit. If you get a bad disc and you don't like what it looks like, this will allow you to edit its main stat. Oh, I forgot to talk about this. This allows you to pull for something called Bang Boos. You see this little guy right here, number 4412? That's what's called a Bang Boo. Let's go to my
Only the brave will win.
Wait, nope. the pull session. Bang boos are absolutely guaranteed in this game, unlike the characters which are 50-50, so you have a chance to win the limited character or you'll lose it to a standard character, which this banner is all about. And once you get to 300 pulls, you will get your free S rank character. Who you want to pull for, that's up to you. Now, the Bang Boo now if you look at the bottom right, it says select S rank Bang Boo. That's right. You can pick whatever Bang Boo you want, and it's guaranteed. I currently have mine on 1,000,000 because I don't have him yet. And the items that you use to pull from are separate from the character banners. You will use polychrome autos, encrypted master tapes. Let's go to Signal Shop. This is important. Never waste your polychromes or stuff on the master tapes. Just don't. And these are standard character W engines. These are just go to a certain standard character. So, but I wouldn't worry too much about saving 600. I never have. Mono market, basically this, if you want to buy polychrome, monochrome and convert that into polychrome, here you go. But if you're trying to stay cheap, I recommend buying this for $5. You get 90 polychrome a day, and you get 300 monochrome upon buying it. Outfits, don't worry about that. Avoid this like the plague. This is just a rip-off. Like, you don't get anything good out of this. Let me see, what else? Let me think. No, that's pretty much all you really need to know for now. Unless I forgot something. Oh, yes. I'm thinking about it. When you start the game, you will have the option between two different characters. I'm currently playing as Wise, the main male lead. And if you press up, you will have the option just to run around different characters. These are the characters I have, so when I go outside, I can basically walk around as these characters. However, when you're inside the store, you can only run around as Wise and Belle. This is Belle, the female main lead. But when you start the game, you will have an option to pick one, and once you do, you can't go back. It's permanent, so choose wisely. And you see that little star that's above Wise, that's the character I picked. You will be playing as this character through the entire game. Time selection. Basically, you can advance time forward, so if it's nighttime and you need to do a certain activity in the morning, you can switch to the morning. Back when the game first started, we didn't have this option, so thank goodness they fixed it. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go to characters.
We fighting? Take me. Eradicate all evil.
Nothing to fear. The cunning hairs are here.
So character details, cinema, mindscapes. Basically, if you get multiple copies of a character, this is what will show up. And you want to activate these to get more, to buff them up a little bit. I have a maxed out Nicole, and I think I have her. Oops. No, I don't. I thought I had a W engine maxed out. But be sure if you get a copy of their signature, overclock it immediately.
Nothing to fear. The cunning hairs are here.
What else? Oh yes, achievements. You will eventually go through the entire game and get certain, so quote-unquote achievements, and come in here and claim your prizes. The game will alert you on when you've done something right. Notices that's just the game developers telling you what's going on and what's new, so don't worry too much about that. Here's more. You can do the same thing here. Now, pressing R2, you can check your phone. Characters give you messages and stuff like that. The more you meet, blah 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 blah. And then there's these hangout events that you can do. You can invite character to go do stuff. You won't unlock this feature till like super later, so I won't go into too much detail about this. But basically, think of them like side quest to hang out with somebody and increase their friendship level. Oh, and about the map. This is absolutely new. We didn't have this when I first started out. But don't worry too much about it. You'll eventually find your way around, even without the map. The game will always tell you where you're supposed to go. Well, for the most part. I think. Oh, and you also have a camera, so it's fun to play around with. By pressing the down button on the directional pad. Let me see. I know I'm missing something else. I can't think of it. Well, anyways, if I am missing something, you can go online and look up different beginner stuff. But aside from that, this is mostly the best tips and tricks for anyone starting the game or thinking about it. So thanks for watching. Well, and you know what to do. Subscribe and share with your friends.